y'all. I seriously screwed up. So I had noticed I wasn't getting good germination. Like, for example, these basils, like I had a few really good ones, but then the rest of the tray was not germinating. So I did some research. I phoned a friend, and after a lot of troubleshooting and trying to figure it out, we realized that I probably was not watering enough. So I started looking at the plants. I started taking the blocks apart on the ones that didn't germinate, and they were like bone dry, like cement in the middle. And I know. And I quickly realized I had not been watering enough. With everything that was going on, I had to work a 12-hour shift. They just did not get the water that they required. I know, baby, water in there. So I literally stuck them in the creek, saturated them down with water, and I've been watering them 3 times a day. And I also sprayed them with a organic fish emulsion fertilizer, just to try to give the ones that had already sprouted a little boost. And that seems to have done the trick. My purple basil was like wilting. It's like the growth had stunted. And once I started saturating it and spraying it with the fish emulsion, it seems to have really perked up. I've got to go through and pick all these little grass weeds that are wanting to pop up. I even have some green beans starting to pop up. The sage is looking like a rock star. They seem to do pretty good despite my lack of watering. And so also what I did was the blocks that did not have anything germinating or sprouting up, I went ahead and reseeded and sprayed with the fish emulsion, just to try to recover what was lost. This is all oregano. It's looking good. These are now standing up. They actually have stems. They were real little like that. So these have really just kind of come alive. Marjoram's doing okay. They're starting to sprout up. Mint was not doing anything at all, and now I've got sprouts on that. Some more basil coming up. Lots of basil. Now, rosemary, I had done the plastic bag like I mentioned before. So I did 150 more of them, and I put them in the blocks that didn't germinate as well. Got them nice and wet and sprayed them with the fish emulsion, and now they're starting to perk up and stand up. These were from the first round. They're looking better. So, lesson learned. The dog stepped in that tray. I will stay on it a lot more. Now, this one is parsley, and I've got 2 more parsleys over there. I cannot get parsley to germinate, which is worrying me because I was relying a lot on that one. I saw a technique where they were putting the seeds in the dirt and then scalding them with hot water, because apparently parsley has like a coating on it that causes the seed to take a long time to germinate. So by putting it in the hot water or even soaking it in cool water for a couple days, it breaks down that coating, and what was taking 3 weeks to germinate was taking 10 days. So we'll see how that goes. Hopefully I have parsley this season. I've got more basil coming through over there. Next to that, there's some kale. And I think celery's starting to pop up. My peppers are not germinating at all, so I'm going to reseed those because they probably just got too dry. Over there is okra, and I've got Some green beans coming up. This is thyme, which was a whole tray of thyme, and it did not make it because it didn't get enough water, so I reseeded that one. Got bunches of tomatoes. There's a couple little cucumbers coming up. I had to repot these squash. They're not looking too happy. They were like exploding out of the soil block, so those had to go. I've got a couple little celery sprouts. Strawberries aren't doing anything yet. I don't know, we'll just have to see how this goes. Our berry bushes though are looking so happy. We got grapevines. Nasturtiums are looking good over there. There's some grapes. We have wild grapes, but the boys really wanted to grow some grapes that they could pick themselves, and the wild grapes they're not able to pick because we need a ladder. Raspberries. I started propagating some elderberry. My in-laws were cleaning some land, and they took out some elderberry trees, so I decided to rescue them. No, baby. And I sprouted them some roots in water for about a week or two, and now I just put them in the dirt yesterday. So we'll see how those take off. They're not wilty. They look nice and perky and happy, so hopefully that's gonna hold. I got an aloe from a friend. Let's see, this is bee balm. This was planted only like last week, maybe. This tray, I think, let's see what this tray is. Lavender. Lavender takes a while to germinate. I was kind of late on that, but better late than never. Let's see, we have yarrow is doing good. There's a couple of sprouts. Pasture, because I want to plant some flowers. Those are onions and they got smushed, so let's say a little prayer that those will pop up. This is one of the first trays I seeded at the beginning of the month, and it's cilantro, and it is doing really good. It's looking really happy and healthy. It even has a couple little cilantro leaves on it, so if anything, I guess I can grow cilantro. Over there, that's cilantro too, right here, that I reseeded, and it's already got some new sprouts coming up there. Let's see how it all goes. I'll feel better once everything is growing and thriving and happy. My lettuce is looking better now that I fertilized it. If I can leave you with anything, it's water, and then water some more, and don't be afraid to fertilize it. I made sure that I bought organic fertilizer because, again, I'm trying to do everything as natural and healthy as possible. And don't be afraid to just try it, because I don't know what I'm doing, but I want to do it. Come on, let's go get more water. Yeah, this is where we get our water from. It's a beautiful sunny day. We've been clearing the creeks. Yeah, so we can see them. Okay, everything's watered and happy. I reseeded my hot pepper and sweet pepper tray. One thing I forgot to mention too that happened that set me behind is the greenhouse got infested with ants, which is why I put these shelves down and elevated over the ground, because I sprinkled diatomaceous earth underneath it. Baby's getting fussy. So I've got these elevated up. Since I've done that, the ants are gone, which I think is what happened to my peppers. The ants got in my pepper tray, and I think they ate all my seeds, or took all my seeds, or did something, because I know I seeded that and there were hardly any seeds in that tray. So I just reseeded it, and I'm gonna leave this open because it's 11 o'clock and already 80 degrees. The plan for this weekend is that those wire shelves are gonna be mounted to actual shelves, and I'll have actual shelves in this greenhouse. So that'll make everything a lot easier. Also, I just can't even believe I let those plants get so dehydrated. I'm a nurse. I should know better, right? But it happens, and hopefully we'll recover from it. I've learned my lesson, and I'm going to do everything I can to not let that happen again. So don't be afraid if you have a setback. Don't get discouraged, because I know I wanted to cry and I wanted to throw in the towel and I wanted to give up, but I didn't, and things are thriving, and hopefully we'll still have enough to have at the market. And if not, I've got a couple other ideas, and we'll see what the future brings. So thanks for following along. Thanks for sharing in my ups and my downs, and I hope to see you next week with another greenhouse tour. Have a great day. Can you say bye-bye?